Good morning, good morning. Well, it's good morning for me. Welcome, guys. If you are new to this group, I am Kim Trathen, business and marketing coach, and I'm the hostess of the group, The Ambitious Female Entrepreneurs. Excuse me. So this training wasn't announced with a whole lot of notice. I think I put it in the group last night that I wanted to talk with you guys about scaling your business. So I have fuzzies flying around here. Super dreary and rainy here, so I'm hoping that doesn't mess up with my Wi-Fi. I see some people are hopping on. If you're joining me for the training to talk about scaling your business, go ahead, drop me a comment below so that I know you're watching and tell me where you're watching from. We're talking about scaling, which is all about making more money in your businesses, right? Let's take you whatever your current level is, and let's talk about how you up level from there. So, picked out a song. I always like to start with a dance party, especially when it's close to the weekend. Hopefully you ladies can hear the music. You know I got it, if you want to come get it, stand next to this money light. All right, ladies, we're going to get started in a minute. Just letting a few people hop on. I don't know how many people are planning to join today. 9 months to make ya. All right, I better pause the music before I get put in Facebook jail again. I don't remember now how long it is that you can play the song before they strip it out. And I don't know, I got a notice one time when I was playing music before each of the lives for a challenge, and I got a notice that nobody could view my video in China because it went against their policies or something like that. So it looks like we have a couple people on. Drop me a comment, say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. Looks like Carrie, Lana, Ashley, Nancy. I don't know if you ladies are all still on, so drop me a comment so that I know. We're going to talk about scaling your business. Okay, and we might have some other people that hop on later or catch the replay. If you are catching the replay, drop me a comment and let me know that you saw the replay. So what I'm going to share with you guys this morning is I wanted to talk about scaling your business, because if you saw one of my posts, when I first started my business a few years ago, I had this idealistic notion that if I can just get that first client, if I can just get that first paying client, everything will feel easier in my business. And the truth is that didn't happen. Nothing magical changed inside of me or inside of my business just because I signed one client. What I found was that I was so excited to have that one client, right? And I was providing good service for what I had sold, but I was so focused on serving that one client that when that client contract ended, I actually didn't have any other clients lined up. And tell me if you have had that before in your business, or maybe you're dealing with it now, where you get that one or two clients in and then you realize your funnel has dried up. I've talked with a lot of women too that run into that when their businesses have primarily been referral based. And they're getting those referrals in, so they're not busy doing their marketing. They're not focused on their pipeline and making sure that they bring leads in. They're just serving all these clients that are just being handed right over to them, and suddenly those contracts end and the referrals weren't coming in. So there are a couple different times in business where you realize you need a scalability plan because you don't have that consistency, and there can be different driving factors to it. Drop me a comment, ladies, and let me if this is something that you have been or are struggling with, because there are some things that you can do so that you can scale your business, okay? And when I'm talking about scaling, I am talking about whatever your current level is and you want to up level, right? Maybe you haven't signed that first client yet and you want a consistent 3 clients a month. That's scaling, right? Or maybe you have consistent clients coming in, but you are constantly burnt out and you can't serve those clients well, right? You need to scale. Maybe you're making $2,000 a month and your big dream is to make $10,000 a month, right? So you can be at different levels right now and still be interested and want to and be thinking about how you're going to scale your business. All right. Hi, Karian. Let's see. Hi, Donna, Nancy. Hi, ladies. Looks like Penny was on. Ashley. Good morning, ladies. I'm so excited to kick off my day with you. Well, I mean, it's 10 a.m. It's not like I haven't already been up for hours. All right. So first and foremost, think about where you're currently at right now, okay? And I want you to be really honest with yourself. If you've only signed one client in 6 months, you need to be honest about that, okay? So where are you right now? The first thing we're going to do is I want you to define what scaling means for you. Grab a pen and paper if you don't have one, okay? Where are you right now? And where do you want to be? Okay, that's super important when you look at your scalability plan, because if you don't know where you are right now and you don't really know where you want to end up, it's hard to form any plan or strategy around hitting that goal, right? We need to define what that goal is. Hi, Alicia. You're crushing it on your challenge this week. All right, so where are you at in your business right now financially? Okay, how many clients do you have coming in? How many clients have you served? And where do you want to be financially? I like to look at it on a monthly basis, because then it breaks it down more, right? Instead of saying like, well, this year I want to make this much. For talking about your scalability plan and where you're at and where you want to be, let's look at it on a monthly basis. Okay, so where are you right now and where do you want to be? That's the first question I want you to ask yourself, because that's how we're going to assess where you're going. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Drop me a question if you have any questions at any point during this training. Okay, so number one, figure out what your goal actually is. If you already have this mapped out, that's going to be a really easy thing for you to answer. What I find often with women, and don't be ashamed if this is you, okay? Nobody needs to feel bad. This is how we learn and grow and get better. What I often find is that women are at a certain level and they just know they want to make more. Or what I hear from a lot of women a lot of times is that they haven't signed a client yet, but they want $10,000 months, right? They want the 10K months, or they want 20K months, but they haven't made $1 in their business yet. And that is great to think about, right? Dream big. Like, what is your ultimate goal? But when you're trying to sign that first client, at first we need to build some foundations in there, okay? So you might have an interim plan of how you're going to get your first 5 clients. Right? So these plans can be broken down specifically to where you are in your business right now. All right. First thing that we're going to talk about, and I have some notes here. First thing we're going to talk about, because there are 3 different pieces. I'm giving you my top 3 tips to scaling your business, because there are 3 different areas that you need to focus on, or 3 different areas that you need to think about when you're looking at scaling your business. The first one we're going to talk about is a little bit more technical, okay? We're going to talk about systems and strategy, because far and away, systems and strategies are so important to help you scale your business, okay? So we're going to break this down. Again, grab a pen and paper if you don't have one, because you might want to take some notes, and feel free to grab, I have coffee in mine. Coffee, tea, water, whatever your what is that? Not kryptonite. Kryptonite's bad stuff. Whatever your energy juice is. So let's talk about strategy and systems. If you have no strategy for how you're going to get clients and how you're going to scale financially, it's going to be really hard to get clients and scale financially, right? Bottom line, you need a plan in place, you need a system in place, you need a strategy in place. So the first thing that I want you to look at when you're thinking of scaling your business is, it's almost like we're going to incorporate a mini audit into this, right? Step number 1 was to get really honest of where you are right now, how much you're making in your business right now, and where you want to be. Now we're going to look at your strategy and systems. The first point under that is, how are you currently getting clients? Number 1, okay? Because again, scaling your business can mean different things to different people. If you're already consistently, say, making $5,000 to $8,000 a month, you have a good foundation built, right? And then we're going to talk about scaling beyond that. If you haven't signed your first client yet, or maybe you've only signed a couple, but it's super inconsistent, that sporadic income, then we need to look at how you're getting clients right now, because you don't have a solid foundation built there. And that's what you need for consistency. Okay, so under systems and strategies, the first bullet point that I want you to get honest with yourself and I want you to write down is, how are you currently getting clients? Okay, super, super important when you're looking at scaling your business. How are you currently getting clients? If that system is broken, if you don't know how to get clients, or you aren't consistently getting clients, that's your first piece to look at, right? That's the very first piece to look at, because some of these other things will come later. But first and foremost, if you don't have that consistency, it's really hard to scale up to anything, okay? Because that foundation is broken. So how are you currently getting clients right now? Under strategy and systems, the second thing I want you to look at is what systems do you have in place? Okay, what systems do you have in place? The first bullet was specifically about getting clients, okay? Next one, what systems do you have in place? Because part of scaling is knowing how to do things efficiently, right? Just let that sink in for a minute. And when I talk about this, think about what systems you have in place in your business and your personal life. Okay, I don't know if you guys were in the group. I've talked about this before. One of the things that I did, I did an audit of my full time last year, okay? Business and personal life, like where are the bottlenecks in my time? Where am I getting hung up? Because if I'm getting hung up on something in my personal life, that's affecting how much time I have to dedicate to the really powerful activities in my business. Does that make sense, guys? So for me, one of the big bottlenecks of my time was planning out the meals for our family. We're a family of 5, okay? We cook. My husband does all the cooking, but we're eating home cooked meals, and I was the one that would do the meal planning and the grocery shopping. That was a time suck for me, okay? I was already ordering groceries online, which was helpful. So I mapped out a meal plan that we can, like 3 months worth of a meal plan that we can just repeat quarterly, and I no longer have to spend time and energy planning out the meals for our family. Do you see how that now frees up my time and mental capacity, where then I could think about maybe a better way to serve my clients, or I could do those really powerful activities in my business, my income generating activities that are going to make us more money, okay? That are going to bring more clients in and help me serve them better, make my clients more money, make me more money. I'm no longer wasting that time making a meal plan for my family. Okay, so when you look at this, when you think about the systems that you have in place in your life, think about it in both business and personal life. Okay, drop me a comment, guys. Let me know if you have already done this. And let me know if you have found areas that you've already streamlined. Because again, it's a lot about efficiency when it comes to scaling. Or at least that's one piece of the puzzle. All right, I'm just looking here for any... Hi, Sharon. Good to see you on, hun. All right, so strategy and systems. That's another thing that you're going to look at, okay? Now, we're going to look at the streamlining piece. Okay, so for me, it was like, oh, if I just create a file and make a meal plan for 12 weeks, and we could just repeat that quarterly, right? So the next piece of it, you've identified where your bottlenecks are in time, right? Where are your bottlenecks? What is hanging you up? And now the next step is, how can you streamline those things? Okay, on a business basis, okay, let's move away from the personal. I want you to look at those bottlenecks in your personal life too, but let's really look at your business bottlenecks. Where is the hang up in getting leads in and converting them to clients and serving your clients? Okay, look at that, just that 3-step process, okay? Attracting clients, closing clients, serving clients. Map out exactly what that journey looks like for you inside of your business, and then it's time to identify where you can make that more efficient. Okay, where are the bottlenecks on time? So for me recently, I hired on my first team member. I'm super excited about it. And for me, a big bottleneck of my time was actually doing that social media posting. Okay, so that was the first thing that I wanted her to help me with. Because if I have her to support me there and she's doing that for me, I can pass my content off to her and she can post it out and get it out there that fast. Okay, so where can you streamline? Think about business and think about your personal life. Okay, because those things, there are always efficiencies that we can make and they don't always have to cost you money in the beginning. Okay, like I said, last year, I streamlined the meal planning for my family. Was one of the first things that I streamlined because that was a big bottleneck of my time. I do the free streamlining, okay? Look at the free things first and get those buttoned up, and then look at the things, like for me, hiring on a team member, that are going to cost you a financial investment, okay? There's no harm in doing the free things first. It kind of depends on where you're at in your business with your finances. So again, number 1, guys, you're going to do that assessment, where you're at now and where you want to be. Number 2, you're going to look at your strategy and systems. Catch the replay if you're just hopping on, because we already broke down the 3 areas of strategies and systems that you need to look at, and then you want to streamline those, okay? Let me know if you have questions on this, guys. Drop me some comments. Usually I have more comments coming in. What's up, ladies? Let me know if this is something that you've already done. Let me know if this is something that you're struggling with. Let me know if it's your personal time or your business time. Okay, these free live trainings are actually a time that you can ask me questions and get feedback. So take advantage of that. I'm just checking too if any comments have come through. Hi, Nicole. I don't know if you're still on, but good to see you, girl. All right, so step number 3, the third area that you want to look at. Remember, scaling your business, we're breaking it down into 3 areas today, okay? We're breaking it down. We talked about the number 1 thing you need to look at, but then the 3 areas that we're breaking down are your strategy and systems, your mindset, and your team, okay? Those are the 3 areas, guys. So we already talked about strategy and systems. Now we're going to talk about mindset. Because here's the big mistake that I made in the beginning of my business. And I gave you guys a little heads up on this. I talked about it for a second when we first started. The biggest thing that I thought things were going to feel really, really easy once I signed that first client. And I think back then there was a lot of conversations online saying like, once you've signed 1 client, you can sign 10. Once you've made, $100, you can make $100,000. And although I believe that's true, if you don't really know how you got those clients or you don't really know what led to it, it can be confusing to you on how to get more clients, on how to replicate it, okay? So a lot of that does go back to that strategy piece, okay? We already talked about the strategy and systems. The other thing that can happen, signing 1 client can sometimes feel like, mentally you feel like it was a fluke. Especially if you didn't have that strategy in place, right? And you don't know how to replicate it, so it can start to eat away at your confidence a bit. The other thing that, and I know I'm not alone on this, the other thing that happened, and it did happen to me, and I've heard other women too, no matter where you are in your business, increasing to a new level is like 90% mindset work. I do not confuse that with, I do not mean that all you have to do is journal and you're instantly going to make it to the next level, okay? But the mindset around scaling your business, the mindset around up-leveling, the mindset about spending more money on your business, investing in different areas, the mindset around making the money that you really want to make is a huge piece of it. And that's what I had maybe discounted or overlooked. I just didn't know. When I was new in my business, the big object right in front of me was signing that first client, right? So that's where I was completely focused. So I felt like if I could get over that hurdle, everything would feel easier. But the truth is, I got over that first hurdle of signing that first client, and then I was like, wait, where? Nobody's lining up to work with me. Like, what just happened? Where are all these clients that were supposed to magically be there because I signed my first client? They weren't there because I didn't have the strategy. And what I found, right, there's a saying, new level, new devil, okay? Then hitting your first $10,000 in business was a huge hurdle for me. Hitting my first $10,000 month, huge hurdle for me, right? Scaling beyond $100,000, right? Like maybe hitting $500,000. Maybe it's hitting the $20,000 mark. Maybe it's having a $20,000 month. Whatever that scaling looks like for you, there is mindset work around it. Because what happens inside of our brains is we have this knack for, whatever we have done before, we feel really good about doing. New levels are scary to us. They challenge us. And we've all heard that definition of insanity, right? Like doing the same thing and expecting different results. So that thing that you've been doing in your business was great at getting you to the point that you're at. But if you want to take your business from here up to here, there's probably going to be some new territory that you need to go into. And that's scary, right? Whether that's a new financial investment, whether that's changing your routine, whether that's changing how you're talking to people, right? There's all different things that can change to help you take your business from here up to that next level. But no matter what, it's going to be something different than what brought you to here. Because at some point, what you've been doing in your business is only going to get you so far. Does that make sense, guys? So the first thing I want you to ask yourself, you've gotten really honest already. We talked about it. You've gotten honest about where you are in your business and where you want to be. You've mapped out those systems and strategies. It's time to get honest with what's going on in your mind. Okay, your thoughts alone have the power to motivate you to take action, or they have the power to completely and 100% derail you from hitting your goal and achieving your dreams. Your thoughts are incredibly powerful, okay? Yet, we talk worse to ourselves in our own minds than we do anybody else. One of the first, I can't remember the name of the book. One of the first personal development books I read, Perry Noble is the author. He's a Christian. He used to be a pastor, I think. He's the author of it, and I cannot remember the name of his book. Oh, the most powerful way to lead, something like that. Anyhow, a quote has always stuck out with me that I read in that book. And he said in that book, if you talk to your friends the way you talk to yourself, you wouldn't have any. And it is so incredibly true. And I think that quote stuck out with me above all the great advice in that book. That quote stuck out to me because I think as women especially, almost all of us have done this, right? You hear your best friend saying like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't grow. Girl, yes you can, right? Like you're her best cheerleader. But inside of your own mind, you have those thoughts swirling around like, who am I to think I can get clients online? Who am I to think I can hit $5,000 months? Who am I to think I can hit $10,000 months? Who am I to think I can scale to whatever level you're looking at? And instead of being your own cheerleader, you encourage those thoughts. God, I'm right. I can't get clients online. Why did I think I could start this business? That girl over there is way better than me, right? Those thoughts swirling around your head are really powerful, and it brings your entire energy down. Now, I think you guys know me well enough to know mindset is important, but you have to have the strategy with it, right? So if you have the strategy and systems, you have to focus on that mindset piece too. Okay, so what frame of mind are you in right now? And when you have those trash thoughts, right, that's what we really need to do with them. We need to throw them in the trash because those are not the thoughts that are going to help you scale. Those are not the thoughts that are going to bring you to the next level. When those things happen, when those thoughts come through your head, there's a couple different things that I've done depending on kind of what heart space and head space I've been in my business. I used to journal more in my business than I do now, but getting those thoughts out of your head and onto paper and then freaking throw them away, okay? Tear them up, throw them away if you want to. I know some people like to burn things like that, right? If you want to hang on to them so that you can remember the journey and where you are at, that is fine. But getting them out of your head and onto paper is important. For me, the best way to do that is I literally write until I'm exhausted of writing and I feel like all of my emotions have gotten out onto the paper, and then I start flip the script, right? So if you're telling yourself, I can never hit $5,000 months. Like, who am I to think I can hit $5,000 months? If those are thoughts running around your head, you need to get those thoughts out on paper, and then you need to write your plan, right? You need to flip the script and literally write it down. I used to think I was a person that couldn't hit $5,000 months, but here's why I can. I've helped this person. I've signed these clients. You know, let's say you're currently at $2,000 a month and you want to scale to $5,000 a month, right? Then you're going to write all the ways that you've hit that $2,000 a month, and you're going to write about that, and you're going to write how you scale that to $5,000 a month. Okay, we're going to get this plan down on paper because there's something super, super powerful. We're going to get those negative thoughts out, and we're going to flip it to a plan of action. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense or if you have questions about that. Okay, the next thing under mindset that I want you to look at, and I want you to be really honest with yourself, is how are you actually viewing scaling? What does scaling mean to you? Okay, we started number one. You know, you're here financially and you want to be here, but what does that really mean to you? Where did that dollar amount come from? If you want to hit $10,000 months, why? Where is that money actually going to go? What is it actually going to pay for? How much of that is actually going to be taxes? How much of that is actually going to be profit? And I know it's not sexy sounding, and it doesn't sound like mindset work to talk about the allocation of like, well, this is going to taxes. But it really is, guys, because if you don't know up here why you want to make that money, if you don't have I don't know if this makes sense, a straight line attachment where you can say, well, I want to make this money because I want to make this much in profit. I need this much for taxes. I need this much for my business expenses, right? If you don't know why you want to make that money, it's going to be really hard for you to stay focused on making that money. There needs to be an actual reason attached to it. And that's okay if a big chunk of that is I want this much for profit, right? That's okay. But then take it a step further. Why do you want that profit? What does that mean to you? What does that mean to your family? I've talked to several women recently that their big dream is to buy their own house. Okay, so if you need X dollars in profit as a down payment on a house, That's now become much more real goal to you of why you want to hit, in this case, $10,000 months, right? Because you want to buy a house. And then start thinking about, what does this dream house look like? How much does it cost? Okay, this is part of the mindset work, is understanding exactly why you have these scaling goals in mind. But it's really important that they become more real to you, right? If you can see, feel, and touch that dream house that you want, and you know the exact dollars that you need set aside for it, now scaling to those $10,000 months, it's not some mythical, sexy sounding number that people throw around online. It is a real, intangible way for you to get from here to this dream of buying that house, right? Or this dream of going on vacation, or this dream of getting out of debt, or this dream of having a really squishy bank account, this dream of traveling as much as you want, whatever that looks like for you, but it needs to be a really tangible goal in mind, okay? So we're taking this mindset work and now we're making this super tangible to us. It's not just like, I have a vision board. I love my vision board. Excuse me. I think it's really important to dream big and have these things out there, but it's also really, really important to have that tangible piece to it. Okay, I don't see any comments coming in. Let me know, guys. We've talked about the strategy and systems to scale your business, and we've now covered the mindset. Drop me any questions that you have about those two pieces. The next piece, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee, because the next piece that we're going to talk about is having your team. Okay, what does it mean to build a team around scaling your business? So the first thing, hang on, let me make myself a quick note. What does this mean? I don't want to forget to lead with this. And my brain functions better when I write things down. Hi, Bugatti. Good to see you on. All right, so when you think about scaling, a lot of people initially think about hiring on a VA. That's something that I hear a lot from people. Catch the replay if you're just hopping on now, because we've already talked about the other pieces to scaling. Okay, there are other things that you can do aside from hiring a VA. But if you are functioning as efficiently as you can, personal life, business, to me, I do those free things first. That's what I did in my business before paying somebody to outsource some work. But in this first one, I want you to think about who can help you scale. Okay, and as I just said, for a lot of people, that's hiring a VA. Here is where it ties into the mindset. And this was a really big mindset flip for me. There are all different types of VAs that you can hire, right? What I had to do in my business, and this is what felt really aligned for me, I felt a lot of hesitation and reservations about hiring a VA. And I couldn't figure out why at first, because there's so many people out there to choose from. What I finally realized is there's a really big mindset shift when you go from thinking of outsourcing work to building your team, right? They have a very, very different feel. Both of them can be VAs, right? The conversations that you're having with the person may be very different. But flipping my mindset, and I finally realized it's because I wasn't interested in just outsourcing work. I have a very big vision for my business, and I wanted to start building my team. Okay, so it can still be a VA type person that is supporting you with that dream, but that was a huge mindset shift for me, because just outsourcing work felt like a Band-Aid fix. I mean, nothing was really broken, but felt like a Band-Aid solution to a bigger vision that I had, right? Just outsourcing work wasn't good enough feeling for me. It may be for somebody else, and that's okay. If what you want is just to get that workload off your desk, that's all you need. But for me, flipping the mindset to I'm investing as much in this person, not just financially, right? And I guess that's the difference to me. When I think of somebody outsourcing work, it is literally paying somebody to process something for you so that you don't have to do it. When I think of building a team, I think of training that person and then investing in that person financially and with training and resources, right? I think of investing time and money into that person to help them grow with my business. And I want them invested in my business growth because I'm investing in them, right? That's where that difference comes in my mind. So the first thing when you're looking at team members is I want you to think about who can help you scale and what that means to you, right? Are you looking to outsource work, or are you looking to build a team? Because those are two very different feelings associated with them. The next thing to ask yourself then, so you're figuring out, do you just want to outsource or do you want to build a team, is getting really detailed. How can they best help you scale? Okay? If you're overworked and you're feeling burnt out right now, outsourcing some work can help you feel better, right? You have more time on your hands. You're outsourcing the things that maybe aren't getting done in your business. That may not be the things that need to be done to help you scale your business. Do you guys see the difference there? So really think about when you're looking at bringing on a team member or outsourcing work, think about that difference, okay? Outsourcing work versus building a team, but then really think about how can they best help you to scale to hit your goals? Not just to feel better in the moment, what needs to happen so that they can truly support your business so that you can take your business to the next level, okay? Third piece of it under your team is then to actually map it out. Set this person that you're bringing on, set them up for success. They don't know you. They don't know your processes, right? I'm assuming you haven't worked with them before. So they may not know you. They may not know your processes. They may not know your voice and your brand. So remember too, that it is your job as the business owner to set that person up for success. If something falls through the cracks, if something doesn't get done exactly the way that you would do it, those things are going to happen, right? There's an onboarding process when you bring on a new team member. But number one, it's not that person's fault, right? It's you as the business owner. Maybe you didn't communicate something right. I had an issue yesterday. My email didn't go out, and my amazing VA Christine was like, we can't get this to work. And I finally looked. I had a broken code to pull in the first name. That was a 100% Kim Trathan issue, right? I wrote that up for her, and I had a broken link in there. So no matter what happens, it's really important as business owners when we're looking to scale and we're building that team, that we bring the energy that we want to that team to help that person be successful, right? We take ownership as the business owner over things that may fall through the cracks or aren't done quite right. And if nothing else, it's a reflection on how, like for me, it's a reflection on how I communicated something, right? So map out exactly what this looks like for this person to help you scale, not just so that you have breathing space right now, but if you truly want to scale your business, map out exactly what they need to be helping you with inside of your business to make that happen. Does that make sense, guys? I hope that makes sense. We got a quiet crowd on today. Let's see. Hi, Carrie. I don't know if you're still on. You said yes. Hi, Prabhashni. All right, ladies, I am offering a few free scaling sessions. So if you are looking at scaling your business from, let's say, beyond the $2,000 mark, okay, you are looking at scaling your business, I am offering 3 free scaling sessions where we will specifically talk about what you are doing to scale in your business and what you should be doing to scale in your business. Okay, so if you are on live or you're catching the replay and you would like one of these free scaling sessions, we will literally sit down together one-on-one, talk about the level that you're at, and talk about how we're going to scale you beyond that. Okay, just drop the word scaling. Okay, if you are scaling your business and you would like one of these free brainstorming sessions, drop the word scaling and I'll be in touch with you and we will get that scheduled. To quickly recap for you guys, the first thing you want to do is make sure to map out where you are now in your business and where you want to be. And then the 3 areas we broke down on this training are your strategy and systems, your mindset, super important, ladies, your mindset, and how to build your team. Okay, how are you building your team so that you can successfully scale and hit your goals? All right, ladies, that is it for today. I don't see any questions or comments coming through. Remember, I'm opening up my calendar for 3 brainstorming sessions to specifically help you scale your business. So if you're interested in one of those, drop the word scaling. That is it for today, ladies. Oh, yeah, I saw Sharon dropped it. Awesome, hon. I'll be in touch with you. That is it for today, ladies. Drop any questions, any comments. And again, I'm opening up for a few free scaling sessions. So drop the word scaling if you want to take advantage of one of those. Bye, ladies.